Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sportswithmongha. And we are back with a bang, and it's happened. The back-to-back, the double has been done by Carlos Alcaraz. The Spanish giant beast, the bull, has beaten the legend of Novak and Djokovic in straight sets. It's ended 6-2, 6-2, 7-6 in the final third. And who could have thought that Djokovic would be dispatched in his favorite Wimbledon in a back-to-back final by a 21-year-old. Yes, it's happened. 2023, the miseries and the backings and the backlashes of that game would also be resounding in Djokovic's memory when he lost in a 5-set match to Carlos Alcaraz. But this time it was much simpler for the Spanish giant to kind of dispatch the legend Novak Djokovic. Of course, a match which was basically poised in a way of who would be the attacking and who would be able to return most. And it kind of eventually ended up with a much simpler game. That was kind of the surprising part. From the best returner on the court, Novak Djokovic not able to return and serve and volley as well. That was what he was trying to put. But then 84% of the points were returned, and Alcaraz was on top of Djokovic, like absolutely killing and buzzing. It was like, I was like seeing, how am I seeing that Djokovic is playing so subpar? But that's the level of Alcaraz. Alcaraz was just pushing him to a limit where he didn't want to be. And that's an interesting point. We've seen Djokovic maintain and kind of ensure that his opponents are like scared. They can't kind of get over it. They're completely clueless what to do with Djokovic because he can return the balls from different angles. He can make shots. He can put balls in various conditions, even when he's down. And Alcaraz was just doing the same with Djokovic. And that's mind-blowing, guys. It was amazing. Carlos Alcaraz has done it. He's done it again. And he's done it in a fashion where he's said, it's a time to pass the baton. Alcaraz stuns Djokovic to take second Wimbledon title. Number 3 seed, Carlos Alcaraz secures his 4th Grand Slam with straight sets win over Novak Djokovic. The passing of the baton, the changing of the guard, call it what you like. The simple fact is that Carlos Alcaraz is the new king of center court. He has done it, and he has done it how, and that's the interesting part, guys. It's very, very, it's just amazing the way it's happened here. Carlos Alcaraz defended his Wimbledon title with a masterclass, dismissing Djokovic 6-2, 6-2, 7-6 in the final third with a 7-4 in the tiebreak. And Djokovic said he had it all today. He was absolutely deserved winner today. He was on fire. Alcaraz's parents looked as proud as punch. Djokovic looked resigned to his future. Our young Carlitos standing between him and the 25th Grand Slam title he so desperately craves. It was a fascinating matchup between the two champions, past and present. And no one, be they pundit, punter, or player, could identify a clear favorite before the match. The problem was that numbers were so one-sided, and as it to be irrelevant, titles won Djokovic 98, Alcaraz 15, Grand Slam titles won 24, Alcaraz 3, Wimbledon titles won Djokovic 7, Alcaraz 1. Djokovic was trying to make history by winning the 25th Grand Slam in the career, but also equaling Roger Federer's 8th Wimbledon championships, but that was stopped by Alcaraz. Alcaraz was defending champion, and he had beaten Djokovic on this court before. As they walked through the clubhouse to the court, there was a jovial discussion about who should go first. I don't know the protocol. You go first, Alcaraz said with his usual beaming smile. Little did Djokovic know that that would be the only time the defending champion would give away to him, and for the rest of the day, winning the toss and electing to receive. Alcaraz took 14 minutes, 7 deuces, and 5 break points to break Djokovic's serve in the opening game. The tone had been set, and for that set, at least the damage had been done. Djokovic never recovered. Last year, both men were at the absolute peak, and the 5-set 4 3/4 half final was as tight as tight can be. This year, both men have been below their best in every round. Now, the final promised to be a little more tighter than tight, and it was only for those 14 minutes. Then again, this was not rock solid baseline Djokovic. We had come to know for over the years, from the very first point, it was clear the Serb was going to attack the net. The first time he won here in 2011, Djoko came onto the net 8 times over the course of 7 rounds. That equated to less than 1% of the total number of points he played during the fortnight. In the first set alone, he had almost doubled that 13 points played at the net, although only 4 of them won. What was also increasingly clear that Alcaraz was warming to his task. After that long game, any hint of pre-final jitters had gone, and he was free to let his imagination run wild. And that's the whole story of the game, guys. It started with the first set, the 14-minute first game, where Djokovic is trying to struggle, and you can see the tone. Alcaraz wants to push it. He wants to bully him. He wants to tell him that you will fight me. I will fight you for each point. It won't be easy. And that's what eventually prevailed. Alcaraz fought and bullied Djokovic to a point where it was interestingly happening for him that he completely took over the game. He just completely overtook his momentum, and Djokovic looked resigned. His net game was bad. He couldn't find the momentum. Like, his drop shots were, Alcaraz's drop shots was like crazy, like killing. Djokovic couldn't do the net points. Absolute berserk things happening all around. But overall, it has happened with a Grand Slam win for Carlos Alcaraz. The number one, he will still not be number one. It'll still be Sinner who sits on the top who will be sitting on the top of the game. Of the men's rankings. It will still be Alcaraz 3 and Djokovic 2. But in the man, the bragging rights and the passing of the baton looks to have happened. Carlos Alcaraz has won the double. He's won the Roland Garros 2 times, and he's won Roland Garros and Wimbledon, and 2 times. Only 6 people have done it, and they are the greats of Novak Djokovic, of Roger Federer, of Rafael Nadal, and now Carlos Alcaraz, 21-year-old. 21-year-old. Of course, age is a number, but you could see a 21-year-old dominating a 37-year-old legend. This is what happened with Roger Federer eventually. You could see him flailing in the finals and flailing in the Grand Slams. This is how Djokovic overtook Federer, but I think this is the time where Alcaraz overtakes Djokovic now. It's the passing of the baton. It is done. And I think this is the moment that we have to seize and understand as tennis fans, as people who love watching finals of Wimbledon and Grand Slams. This is the moment of Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz now has momentum towards his stride, gets into the Olympics. Now he played the clay, but there are more players who can challenge him. They have Medvedev, there's Zverevs, the Sinners, the Runes, and these are players who are coming up, but then they have to fight it hard. Alcaraz has something special. The points that he plays, the way he plays them, he just does is just relentless. The speed of him and the racket shot speed is just amazing to watch. I don't know what you liked about it. I loved watching this game. I was hoping that Djokovic would make it a fight and he would come back. And when I saw the third set kind of going into a tiebreaker and him coming back from 3 championship points saved, you could feel that Djokovic was kind of coming back to life, and there was like a resurgence. But Carlos Alcaraz made sure that in the tiebreaker, he played shots that were like amazing. That were like the best shots of the entire tournament. His drop shots, his volleys, everything worked for him. And as Djokovic said, like, he's just kind of gone, he was hot. The Spaniard was red hot today, and that's what's happened. I don't know, what do you think about it, guys? The Wimbledon championships are done. We have Carlos Alcaraz, the men's singles winner. He has done it. The ladies singles winner, the women's singles winner, Barbora Krejcikova yesterday. If you've not seen the video, do look at that video. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my Wimbledon coverage. It was short, but I wanted to do it where the meaty part is, which is the semi-finals in the men's, and I did the finals with the women's, but here with the men's singles, a reaction where you feel that it was Alcaraz all the way. It's going to be interesting what happens the next season, but till that time, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. loads of content coming through. We still have the Euro finals coming in. Look out for that, and there's still loads of content coming through with the FPL dropping the prices for teams, for players, and stuff and so on. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you've liked it, and if you were a subscriber, hit the like button, share it with your friends, spread the word, and let's catch you in the next one. Peace.